As we round up week 5 for Thesis Seminar, I'd like to draw your attention to assignments. We just have completed the literature review. Remember that the weeks that we have products due, for example, our literature review, instrument design, and so on, there is not a reflection that is due. But I would like to let everyone know that I am grading all of the literature reviews and hope to finish here within a day or two. So you should be receiving your document with my feedback either today or over the course of the next day or two. But I'd like to talk about a few things that I think everyone would benefit from as I'm looking through and providing feedback. The first thing I would like everyone to do is to take another look at your thesis statement, making sure that it's a strong general claim that applies to the entire literature review, and make sure that it aligns with your research questions. That is, the thesis statement should answer your research questions, and then think of the entire literature review as building an argument around the thesis statement, again, answer your research questions. So the literature review sets out to answer your research questions, which you will then later investigate yourself, which actually today, starting in week 6, we will now start shifting gears and looking more at your own research, looking at your data collection, your instruments, and your method in general as you pursue your own research questions. So if at any point you need to make small changes to your research questions, feel free to do so. Now, if you make big changes, perhaps we need to discuss those changes. But at this point, any changes that you make to your literature review, whether they're your thesis statement or your research questions, should be minimal, as we should be now focusing on our own research, making sure that what we do in our own research aligns with the literature review that we have now completed. So I'd like to suggest that when you're looking at your literature review and making sure that everything is aligned, I'd like for you to look at each of your subsections and make sure that the topic sentences align with the actual topic. So for example, I have here an example of one subsection. So I have the title or the subheading, and this is a level 2 heading. And for our purposes, you're probably going to have anywhere from 2 to 4 subheadings or level 2 headings in your literature review. But what I've done here is I've copied and pasted each of the topic sentences that make up this section, and I would recommend that you do the same. When you look at each topic sentence, each one should also be a claim or a set of premises that build an argument that relate to, in this case, think aloud strategy. So whatever topic you have here in level 2 heading, each of your topic sentences should state a claim that articulates some sort of logic around an argument that, again, that links to this topic. If you look at your topic sentences, if you feel that one sentence doesn't clearly articulate the idea that you want to express, then you need to revisit that sentence and make it clear. The idea with this exercise is that each topic sentence stands alone as a clear claim that is a clear idea, and that each of these ideas flow and follow a certain type of logic or certain type of order. And so if you do this, you are really stressing the importance of your topic sentences, and you're looking at each topic sentence as an idea. So it really should be clear which idea that you are trying to articulate, and again, making sure that it follows some sort of order. So I would recommend that you take each subsection and do the same, in making sure that each topic sentence is strong and states a claim that builds a set of premises that form an argument. Something else that I would suggest is when you're writing topic sentences is to try to use dynamic verbs, and I've included a link here. Again, just trying to make sure that you are staying in the active voice primarily, and that you are using a more descriptive verb. I would suggest staying away from stative verbs, specifically relational verbs, the verb to be, and the other verbs that are considered relational verbs, and stick more with dynamic verbs. Again, just trying to be more active and descriptive in your ideas. Be careful with sentence fragments and comma splices. I have shared several links with you regarding these two types of errors. So if you are having issues with comma splices, run-on sentences, and sentence fragments, I would recommend these two videos. Certainly there are many other videos on YouTube that you can refer to, and I encourage you to do that as well. But you want to try to avoid these three types of errors throughout your paper. And one thing that I forgot to mention when you're looking at the topics here, and you're looking at your topic sentences, is one way to do it is to look at it in terms of the question words. So you might begin first by describing the what, then you might continue describing the how, and then maybe the why. And this is just an example. You could also discuss the when, the with whom, and so on. The idea is that again, that it just follows some sort of logical pattern. Now, it could also be the least important to the most important, general to the specific, theoretical to the practical, etc. Could be chronological, could be a process if you're talking about a certain process. But the idea that it follows some sort of logical order, so it's easier for the reader to follow along. Okay, so that's basically it. Again, expect to receive some feedback from me in the coming days. And obviously, if you do have any questions about the comments or the feedback that I'm providing, we can talk about it in your tutoring session. You may come by my office and we can discuss it, or you can email me via Canvas, and I will be happy to look at your questions that you have in Google Drive. You could leave a question in Google Drive, but do prompt me, send me an email on Canvas so that I know to go and look at that question. And so if you think that it's something that we can cover via email and via comments, feel free to do that. But again, if it's a more serious error or something that you really feel you need further explanation, more than happy to sit with you and meet with you in my office to clarify any doubts that you have. Know that you have until May 23rd to make all the final corrections. So even though we'll be focusing on other aspects of your research, you do have this time to make the changes, and I would recommend that you make all the changes right now while it's still fresh. That way then we can also focus more on your actual data collection and your own research. So I'll be meeting with each of you this week, and we'll be focusing now on week 6 on the design of your instruments and the data collection process. So again, revisit your research questions and thesis statement, and be thinking about the instruments that you need and the processes that you need to adhere to in order to answer your research questions.